you're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics, there's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Sonia from She Say Sports. Make sure to check us out every Friday morning at 9 a.m. on Black College Sports Network, YouTube, and Linktree. And please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page.
City in the Forest. Hi, I'm Jeff Cleveland, seasoned loan officer in the Atlanta market. And whether you're buying a new home, refinancing to do debt consolidation, home improvements, or just to lower your payments, give me a call. I'll ensure that you're treated with dignity and respect, that you're informed throughout the process, and that there are no surprises at closing. Give me a call and let's get started.
What's happening? And it's your boy DVP. Today is the 16th of April, 2025. What y'all got going on today? I just want to welcome y'all to the show. I'm still trying to get some things situated. It's been one of them long days. So bear with a brother just a minute. How y'all doing? The plan is this ain't gonna be a long show. But sometimes when life be lifing, don't nobody care what my plan is. It pains me that I ain't of greater importance for people to care what my plan is. But sometimes it just is what it is. So I'm trying to make sure I'm on all the right places so y'all can interact with me and I can see what's going on and all the other good stuff. So again, I just want to say welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. I am DVP, your host. I don't want to get into the subject just yet, my main topic, but it's been requested that I do a little bit more on relationships. So there's some things that we're going to touch on. And like always, ladies and gentlemen, if there's something that you want to talk about, hit a brother up. Let me know. We can talk about it. We can discuss some things that they say in the streets while I wait on my crew, Mo and Theo may be a little late. I'm going to get his name right one day. So how y'all doing? It's a lot going on. Y'all got to stay focused on the prize because man, you can mess around and take a nap and bam, next thing you know, woo, the whole situation, or as my grandma would say, the whole situation, and flip the script on everybody. We looking at some of these deportations, some of this money they're going to take from schools and all this other good stuff. And all I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, is we got to start paying attention. I personally believe that this is going to come back to bite a lot of us. I still believe, I ain't got no proof behind it, that's why I ain't going to make it fact. This is my belief, that this is a slow attempt to lessen us and put us on the front line. You see how they deporting these people, man? Just think for a second. What if they came up to you and said, hey, this guy ain't American. This girl ain't American. And they decided to deport you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? It's a question for you. And I don't think everybody's ready for that answer. Then what? Because the way they doing stuff now, man, it's gonna be a whole lot of people get caught up in the moment, not understanding what happened, and I don't think nobody gonna care. I don't think it's nothing nobody gonna be able to do about it. Next thing you know, you're on a plane headed to a prison, trying to prove that you ain't a terrorist, that you a natural born citizen. How you gonna do all that? What you gonna do it with? We gotta step up the game, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, but in between time, I don't need them being down about it. Keep your head up, keep struggling, keep going on, making it do what it do. And if that don't work, have a backup plan. But in the meantime, between time, one of the things we need to really start doing, we need to pay a little bit more attention to, is we really need to start paying more attention to looking out for each other, being our brother's keeper, being our sister's keeper. Stop being solo artists thinking that ain't nothing or nobody gonna affect us to the point where we can do things without anybody else. That's not gonna be the way things is getting done. So we kind of gotta let that mentality go. And we need to let it go sooner than later, my apologies. Because, man, like I say, this is going to be an unforgiving type situation. We got to do better. All right, so as we talk about relationships, that's what y'all came here for. And, guys get mad at me when I want to talk about the fragile male ego, because women's egos, they're fragile, just not as fragile as ours, in my opinion. Even in some of the basic research that I've done, they're not even comparable. And this ain't to knock nobody or none of that, because that ain't what I'm here for. But what I am here for is to tell a basic truth. When are we going to stop being so sensitive that we lie to people and we make the situation worse because we are always worried about pacifying somebody? But everybody say keep it a book, keep it 100, keep this, yada 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 yada. Whatever it is they saying. They do this a lot. And I'm a big fan of people say it, and what they mean in my world is Keep it 100 as long as it don't offend me. Keep it a buck as long as it don't offend me. When you tell me the truth, tell me my truth. Don't tell me your truth, because your truth may hurt my feelings. And I can't stand for my feelings to be hurt, even though I want everybody to keep it real with me. It's kind of not how it works. We want it to be real as long as it helps us out. And this is what we got to do better. But this is kind of where you got to know who you are. Because when we're doing things and you want people to keep it honest with you or keep it 100, but you're always buckling and you don't know who you are or everything offends you, how are you supposed to keep it 100? We not about that life. So then what? What's the plan then when we really ain't about that life? What we're gonna do? So in an effort to form a more harmonious union, ain't that what the Constitution says, something like that? We got to start putting things together and making things make sense and going from there. Because it's not a hard thing to do, but so many of us want to be, what's a good word? We want our destiny to be the number one destiny when we're dealing with other people, and we get mad when they don't blow smoke up our ass, I think is the phrase that I used to hear people saying all the time. What's up, Jay Moses? What's up, Greg? How you been, man? I ain't seen you long time. So before I get into my main topic, this is what I want to talk about. Joe, where you at? Greg, where you at? Shoot me an inbox if y'all want to come on the show while I'm trying to get a guest. You know what I'm saying? Y'all may help me change my subject. Let me put my tie on just in case I have company. I want to be dressed up. One of the things we got to start doing is understanding the enemy. And too many times, you know, I hear people say they going through it with somebody, or, you know, my favorite one is they don't care, and this and that, and you don't care, but when something bad happens, you know, we don't have that to fall back on, because too many times we truly don't understand the enemy. Oh, let me see, there's somebody at my door. Who is this at my door? We don't understand the enemy, so we don't know how to fight him. We spend so much time hanging around people who are just like us. Ain't nothing wrong with being around like-minded people when you're trying to get certain things done. The bad thing to me about being around like-minded people is if they think like you, too much like you, what value do they bring to the conversation? You know how you think. Do you really need for somebody to repeat what you're saying? You know, it's cool to get the amens in and all that. You know, we always feel good when somebody is co-signing on our bullshit or whatever. Even if we saying something good, you know, we all want that cosign. But when we're trying to improve, you need different points. You need different vantage points. You need different views. And that's what we got to get ready for. So sometimes you need to step outside your box and find somebody who thinks differently so that you can think differently. Exposes what's up. You know, when I taught at the academy, one of the things that we always talk about is you can have 3 or 4 instructors teaching the same thing. And that ain't a bad thing. Because what you learn from them, especially if they're good at what they do, is that they're going to teach you different ways of attacking the same problem. The more tools you have on your tool belt, the more successful you can be because you are learning different ways to do things. And there's nothing wrong with that, because too many times we get caught in the conundrum of only knowing one way. Just think about if you only knew one way home and there's an accident, there's construction. Then what are you going to do about getting home? Because you want to know the one way, because it's the way you've been coming. And Understand the enemy is the same way. You don't understand how other people think. So when you're trying to defend yourself or reclaim something from somebody who doesn't want you to have it, but all you know is people who think like you already behind the eight ball because you don't have an alternative way of trying to do things. So it's imperative that we find somebody that will give us a different perspective so that we can be prepared for different avenues. It's kind of like when I talk about having a single point of failure. If you got everything riding on one way of doing it, if something happens to you, then what? You know? And, somebody said, oh, if you have a backup plan, that means you don't have enough faith in your first plan. It's not about not having faith in your first plan or your main plan. It's just about contingency plans. That's why when you see military historians or even other people who've been to things, they don't attack from just one point. They have to attack from multiple points because, hey, what if your attack plan is what somebody else knows and they prepared for that? Are you going to put everything into that one plan and make it so that it's easy to defeat you? Because you're so arrogant, you're so vain, that's what you truly believe. That I can do this and nobody can stop me. Don't get it twisted. Sometimes that's just what's up. But sometimes it ain't what's up. Sometimes somebody's better than you. Sometimes somebody is just as well trained as you. And it takes a little bit more than simply just having the basic knowledge of how things work. And it's okay. But be ready for something different. That's all I'm saying. Because if you don't know a different way of doing something, you will always be stuck, or you'll be at somebody's mercy because you only know one way to do everything. People know how to cook, but if one ingredient is missing, they know how to come up with another ingredient so that they can do something else. Make the same thing. They just might need to add more of this, more of that. Does it call for a little bit more water? I can't see my tie, y'all. It's bothering me. Come on. It looked like it's crooked, so. Yeah. Joe, is my tie crooked? What's up? Greg, is my tie crooked? One of y'all tell me something. So that's where we are. So when we're doing this, it's like, hey, what do I do now? So when you learn to deal with this idea, when you learn to understand your enemy, when you learn to understand the enemies, you can become a much better defender of what you believe to be true. You can learn to become a better defender of the whole system because you're not caught in one way. Because if you get stuck in one way, then people know how to fight you because all you know is one generic way of doing things. You either I'm going head on, they're going to have to stop me. Well, it's easy to stop that guy. That's he gonna come in the front door, he gonna meet bullets and hey, let's set the trap at the front door. Hit him with shock and awe. See what happens then. So, I just wanted to say that. Let's see, it's 6:20. But let's do better. And with that, again, one of the easiest ways to make this work is if we become better as a true union, where we start defending and protecting not only our loved ones, but our people, especially our women, especially our brother. We got to stop this whole thing of who is giving us some, and that's the only people that we're going to protect are the ones that we sleep with, or the ones who are related to us by blood or marriage or something. That's what makes us weak. That's what makes us weaker, because we're so individualistic. On one hand, we claim to be warriors, but on the other hand, we seem to be scared of everything. We got to stop these dumbass battle of the sexes. There's nothing to be won by it. Who's this? Who's that? Who's the most haunted? Who's the most terrorized? Who's the most this? Who's the most that? It's all based on BS. That everybody wants to be the weakest. But then when somebody call you, we go, I ain't weak. But you just said, you can't make it through a day. You scared of this, you scared of that. Every time you walk out the door, you're scared. The police gonna get you. Santa Claus gonna get you. ICE gonna get you. You scared of everything. So how can you can't live in fear, players. You can't live in fear. Well, yeah, you can't live in fear. And if you're living in fear, how strong of a presence can you truly be? You live in fear. Can't get around that. It's just not gonna happen. So when you saying these things, you making it so it doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, it don't make a lot of sense. So you can't tell me in a way that it's conducive that I will understand how you got there, why you got there, what makes you so paranoid to think that everybody's after you. Who are you? Why are you? Why are you so scared? What they take from you? Why'd you let them? I mean, there's a bunch of different things going on, and we just can't get caught up in there. And then we gotta consider all these little options. So when you're doing this, like I said, all I want y'all to do is just start thinking about somebody else. We become stronger the more we multiply, and that's just how it is. So figure out what you want to do, and let's make it happen. So let's talk about this credit card thing. I had somebody hit me up, and we were talking, and they wanted to explain to me the merit behind sliding their credit card to their man for whatever reason. Credit card declined, he can't afford it today, yada, 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 yada. I don't really see the difference. And I'm listening to what they tell me. And they trying to explain why it's a good idea to sneak and pay for a meal that your man can't afford for whatever reason. And again, I'm all into this now. Things happen. You could have swiped your credit card up against something magnetic. Things happen. Why is it that there's a need to secretly pay the bill? That's the part I'm not getting. It baffles me. It baffles me. So what is it that we're doing that you can't just pay the bill up front? Why do you have to protect his ego in that sense that, well, I didn't want him to look like he couldn't afford it, or I didn't want this, or I didn't want that. And how do we get to the point that I'm more concerned that the man that you're dating, he will be shamed if you pay for his meal? But here again, these are the same instances where we men have been complaining about women don't ever pay for nothing. And I'm confused. I believe, based on my own independent research, if your man, your person, and I'm strictly talking to the women right now. Ladies, if your man has a problem with you paying because he had a crisis, whether his car got declined, whether the magnetic strip, whether he accidentally lost it, who cares? What's the big deal with you paying? Even if it ain't your man, let's just say it's a date. Why do you feel the need to slide your credit card up under the table so he can pay the guy? Now, I would be willing to bet 9 times out of 10, one of y'all would be saying something to the effect of, we don't care what people think or say about us. But sliding the credit card says that that's a lie. I do care what people think. Or she wouldn't have slid it. If I'm out with my woman, a woman, whatever she wants to pay, she's ready to put her card right there and pay it, and I should accept that and be like, yo, thank you, that's what's up. That's what's up. When the waiter come back out, he shouldn't look at me and call me by the wrong name because she slid my card. He should give it to the rightful card owner. I should have signed the ticket. Because, now I'm signing the ticket too because I'm acting like I'm this woman whose credit card to use. Do y'all see how insane that sounds? How fragile my ego has to be that I would rather lie to a total stranger, pretend that I'm somebody else, just to maintain my macho status, my testosterone status, my masculine identity. Does that not scream insecurity to you? Even if I'm with someone and whatever happened, hey, can you get this and I'll get you the money back when I get to this or whenever I get to that. It's like that hard. And, I don't even want to get into phones. With all the tapping stuff we got now, the Apple Pay, there's 1,000 different ways. But my point is, why is he so sensitive that he needs to be coddled and you need to lie? You need to do something that will help him maintain his identity. So you shoot your credit card to him on the low so he can still be a man. You think is that all it is to being a man? I don't know too many men that haven't had a downfall, who haven't had a bad day, a bad week, or a bad month. Some of my most successful friends have had bad years. They needed assistance. They needed a hand up. They needed somebody to help them get through something. Man, it might have been serious. It might not have been serious. That ain't even the point. The point is somebody else was there. Somebody else was there to give them a helping hand. I'm not understanding, truly, I'm not understanding why this is a bad thing. Truly, I'm not. So that is the conundrum in and of itself. And nobody can tell me why this is so. I've asked gentlemen. And some of them say, yeah, man, I prefer her to shoot me the credit card so I can do. Why? You don't care what people think. At the end of the day, she's paying for it. Well, at the time of the day, she's paying for it, whether you shoot her the money back or not. In that instance, is your ego so fragile that the thought of her pain pains you? That makes a lot of sense to me. Now I'm willing to be wrong, but tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me what it is you see that you need this to happen. I just want to understand. That's all. I just want to understand. So you can say, hey, this is what it should be done. Because we're going to do a couple of shows in studio. We're going to do a couple of shows with a group. Because I need to understand still. Am I leaning or is my tie crooked again? I don't know why I feel like my tie's so crooked. But I need to understand what's masculine energy. I need to understand what's feminine energy. I need to understand these things because we seem to use them like we use the words love and friendship. We use them indiscriminately, haphazardly when we're talking to other people. Everybody's a friend. We love everybody. We promote everybody. We do all this stuff. It's not realistic. So therefore, we're basically all living a bunch of lies. There's nothing to be gained from dishonesty. There's nothing to be gained from perpetrating the fraud. I think that's what my age group says. I think that it came from some song. I don't forget what song it came from, but it came from perpetrating the fraud. So here we go. We're operating backwards. We're operating in negative energy, and we're trying to pass it off as something positive and uplifting. But when is a lie uplifting if we always want to keep it 100? In order to get back up and become stronger, you got to get knocked down. See, I think, therefore I am. I think that when we learn something, and we learn from going somewhere and losing out on the credit card got declined. Some of us learn to carry 2 cards. Some of us learn to carry cash in addition to a card. But we learn from that first mistake. Anybody who's ever run out of gas has stopped trying to get by when it's at E. They may keep $5 just so they can get $5. $5 even nowadays will still get you somewhere. If you can get 18 miles to the gallon, $5 will still get you a gallon and a half, which means you have to be able to at least get 27 miles. Now, if you're 30 miles from home, you may be asked out, you might need to keep your $10. But it will get you a little bit closer. Most of us keep a little mad cash on us. But I've learned not all of us do that. Just some of us. And I'm okay with that. But you learn from your mistakes. As Dwayne Wade said, if you get knocked down 8 times, it just means you get up 9. You don't ever stop. You don't ever quit. You just learn to do better. But we learn from the mistakes, not from other things. We learn from the mistake. So it's okay to make them. It's okay to need somebody. It's okay to depend on somebody. Just know who it is you're depending on. Are you depending on them because they're a good person to depend on? Or are you depending on them because they need a dependent? It's a big difference. It's quite a big difference. And you got to know the difference. But fellas, if you got a good woman, stop being afraid to promote her. She is promotable. If she does something that is out of the ordinary, if she does something that makes you better, give her props, give her flowers right then. And you know what's crazy? The women who have done this, when I asked them for some details and I, did a little interrogation and I asked them, did the dude at least say thank you? Most of them say, well, damn, now that I think about it, he didn't even say thank you. And this is where I say, women, you are promoting this bad behavior amongst men. Women, stop promoting this. This is what makes them think they can do less because you're always going to be there to pick them up and they ain't got to show no gratitude or nothing. All they got to do is give you a little penis at the end of the night that makes up for everything. And that works for you, it worked for you. But don't complain about the quality of men if you aren't doing your part to make them raise up. Don't ask who raised him because it ain't who raised him. It's who he's with now that's let him get away with this bad behavior. If you stop promoting bad behavior, I guarantee you guys will stop doing bad behavioral things. Wasn't to bet dimes and dollars on that one. But at some point, ladies and gentlemen, you have to stop. You have to say, oh, don't get it twisted. I'm not telling you not to pay the bill. Get your money back. But when you pay it, don't pay it with the intent of making him look better to somebody that you swear y'all don't care nothing about. Don't pay it with the intent of, I don't want him to look like this or like that. Well, he did that to himself. At the end of the day, we are a result of our own decisions. Everything we do, everything we put out is based on some decisions we made. Every single thing. If we make bad decisions, a lot of times we get caught up in shit and we don't know how to work around it because we're bad decision makers. Ladies, y'all keep bailing us out of these bad decisions. So what are we learning? What we learn is I can make a bad decision. She got me. And all I got to do is nothing. I don't have to show appreciation. I ain't got to take the trash out. I'm going to make a bad decision. She's going to got me and she's going to give me something. So what did we learn? What did we learn in class today, ladies and gentlemen? We learned that we don't have to be responsible, accountable, or none of that good shit. None of it. But I'm just saying. Ain't on his mama. Ain't on his dad, who may or may not be around. It ain't on his boys. It's on his OJT, his on-the-job trainer. You training him to be a shitty dude. You training him. Why? What do you hope to gain by training for this bad behavior? Ask yourself that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick commercial break. And I promise I shall return. Ain't this a face you can trust? If you don't think so, hey, watch yourself. Don't say it out loud. But we'll be back in about 60 seconds.
I love Atlanta, a city in the forest. Hi, I'm Jeff Cleveland, seasoned loan officer in the Atlanta market. And whether you're buying a new home, refinancing to do debt consolidation, home improvements, or just to lower your payments, give me a call. I'll ensure that you're treated with dignity and respect, that you're informed throughout the process, and that there are no surprises at closing. Give me a call and let's get started.
Look at her, just like that. I believe it was a minute, it might have been 62 seconds, maybe, give or take. Anyway, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to stand up and know who you are. Once you know who you are, nobody can tell you different. Nobody can shame you because you know who you are. What you care for, you care for. There's nothing wrong with caring about what people think. Just be true to yourself. Because yes, even in my world, I think I'm a bad man sometimes. But there are certain people who it matters what their opinion of me is. It matters to me. It ain't going to affect my bill pay, but it matters to me because these people I have deemed to be important in my world. These are people who, yes, if they call me out on something, I take it to heart because I know that they mean well for me. I know that they are looking out for my best interests, even when I'm not. These are my friends who are not ride or die friends. These are my friends who are ride or the what the F is you doing, player? Stop it. These are the people that I can sit back and pump my chest out and say something and mean it with all my heart and soul. And John will be like, yo, you know that don't make sense, right? Brian will be like, yo, DB, you stupid. Kev will be like, DB, what you want? Big Sister Terry, She gonna call me the N-word and tell me how dumb I am. They're not gonna let me just get away with stuff because we cooler than 12 fans in the Arctic Circle. They're gonna call me out on my BS. Now I know some people who will let me do the dumbest of shit and be like, okay, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. I'm with you. I'm gonna support you in everything you do because I'm a cheerleader. Go, kid, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Well, Mickey, that's his name. So, I don't need that. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't need that. Ladies, know where you are in your life. Whether you are at that stage where you are looking for stability and maturity, or whether you just want to have fun. Sometimes you can get them from the same guy, sometimes you can't. You have to weigh them out. Which one are you more interested in? In your 20s, you should be trying to have fun. The closer you get to 30, the fun, you still want to have fun. It just ain't so much high above stability and everything else, you know? But again, everybody don't want to get married. Some people want to do what they want to do. Some people just want to have a life partner, whatever your goal is. Know your goal. Don't let society tell you what you should be trying to do. That way you don't have to try to impress them with something that you don't want to do in order to be part of the in crowd. Once you know what you want to do, let that be your goal. Figure out how to get there and be the best you can be. If all you want to do is have a friend, a maintenance man while you do your business, if you want to have 2-3 maintenance men while you do your business or whatever, do that. What you don't have to do is share it with social media. What you don't have to do is share it with anybody who asks you. You don't owe that to anybody. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. That's where the song goes. The song does not say, if you're happy and you know it, make a post. It said, clap your hands. It ain't everybody's business. That way, when this person who gave you temporary happiness, which is all you was actually looking for, when it's time for them to go, you still in a good place. You ain't got to explain to nobody why this person gone because you decided to go on social media and post it. And now you're looking a little undecisive because now you got people judging you. Live your life, sis. Live your life. Your life ain't their business. Why do you need these cheerleaders to tell you what's going on? Sometimes you're just making bad decisions and you don't want to own them. That's never a good thing when you have to deny who you are. Come on the show. I'm just drinking, I don't even know what it is. I think it's strawberry soda. I needed something to drink because I've been out working all day and I didn't have time to fix me a drink. Hey, man. So, yeah. But it's okay to be you. You got to answer to you. It's okay to want to impress other people. Just be true to thine own self and do that. It's okay. But don't sit back and say you don't care what other people think. But every move you make is based on what other people think. There aren't many times that most of us aren't trying to make a good impression on somebody who is not in our household, who is not in our family tree. Whether it's your boss, whether it's somebody who you are pursuing, whether it's somebody who you want to pursue you, whether it's somebody who is pursuing you. Yeah, I like how we say we do things for ourselves because they make us feel good. And I'm a 100% believer in that. But when you do these things that make you feel good, let me sit up for this because I want people to hear me. When you do these things that make you feel good, do you do them at home when you're by yourself? If the answer is no, then be true to yourself. You're doing it so that other people see you in a good fashion. Most of us don't wear cologne, just walking around the house, perfume. You know why? They're There's nobody to impress. There's nobody to tell us that we smell good. There's nobody who can tell us this or that. So we're doing it for other people because we want them to notice that we smell good. Yeah. That's what we do. It's okay. See, back when I worked at the club, my suit and tie days. Oh yeah, I'm putting my shit together because I want to be noticed. I'm gonna be discreet about what I'm doing. But for the few people who I have to interact with on a personal level, I want them to say, yo, you smelling good tonight, boy. What you got on? Who thought you trying to scoop up? Because I'm trying to impress. I didn't smell good for me. I can't even smell. Most of the colognes and shit I got is because somebody else told me they smell good and I just remember I got some more of it. See, which is also my downfall. I can't tell if I got enough on a lot of times. So sometimes I ain't put enough on. It was cool when I stayed with my mom because I could tell her to smell me first. If she couldn't smell it, I know I need to add some more. Unfortunately, she told me I put too much on. Ain't nothing I can do about it now because I got to run around and hope some of it dissipates or something. But yeah, a lot of that was for other people so that I could be noticed. Because when I hug a woman, I want her to be able to smell me. I want her to feel the strength of my arms when I hug her so that she's comfortable. See, none of that was for me. It's cute. Oh, I do this for me. I do this for me. Okay. It sounds good. See, even with this show, I do this for y'all. I stopped several times because, as I tell you all the time, if you don't let me know you're watching, sometimes I think I'm talking to myself. And I know people are watching. Sometimes it won't show me that they're watching. But some of them will text me. But I prefer that you speak to me so that I know that I have your attention and ask me questions. That makes the show a whole lot more interesting, in my opinion. Clearly, I don't care what I think. But in my opinion, that's what makes the show better. But some people still like to be indiscreet. They like to be incognito. They like to shoot me a text. And I'm cool with that. They're still supporting me their own way. They just ain't talking to me like my breath smell bad. And you know, it's crazy. I brush my teeth before every show. That's for me. Because y'all can't smell my breath. Yeah, I can't, maybe y'all could see if I had something on my teeth. But I don't want that. It's for me. But I don't put no cologne on before these shows. Because y'all can't smell a damn thing. But let me hit the street. Oh, when I hit the street, I want to smell good. Because I want one of y'all to, ladies, I want one of y'all to walk up to me and give me a hug and be like, oh, you smell good, boy. Because action, reaction. When a man smell good, the hugs linger. Ladies, when y'all smell good, the hugs linger. Just saying. I'm just saying. That ain't for me. The byproduct is for me because I get a longer hug. Sometimes even from mud ducks, but that's a whole nother story. We're trying to keep it positive. But it's because there's a benefit from smelling good. There's a benefit to looking sharp and dressing the way I dress. There's a benefit to this. There's a benefit to doing the whole bow tie thing. Even when people tell me you don't never look relaxed, I'm relaxed and chilling like a champ. But when I go out, that's for me and my date. If I don't have the funds and my date pays, I don't want the credit card if for whatever reason I ain't got the money or whatever happened. You know, jumped out the car too fast, left my wallet in the car. I might be like, shit, I left my wallet in the car. I'll be right back, let me go get it. Nah, I'll get it, you just pay me back. I'm not finna sit there, I will side me the card then. I'm not that insecure. I'm not that caring about what the waiter thinks about me. There's a 99.9999% chance I give three shits about what the waiter thinks about me. The owner of the establishment, any of that. So why do I want her to slide this card to me? I wish I could hear a really, really good public reason for it that didn't have something to do with protecting his fragile male ego. That just makes no sense to me. Because at this stage in the game, as I was talking to a friend of mine, most young men, 19 and above, most young ladies, 19 and above, have made the statement, I'm grown, I do what I want to. I'm so tired of us thinking that a number makes us grown. Every time you shout out your age, all you're saying is you've had a bunch of birthdays. It don't make you grown. It don't make you smart. It don't make you experienced. I watched, what's the mind the show I watched this week? Never ever met something like that. Couples who were dating online and they never ever met, and now they are all in the house. They finally meet for the first time. I think one couple had been 3 months, the other couple had been 12 years or something like that. But anyway, there was an older couple there, and the guy kept saying, he's 51, he was the elder statesman of the house, he's just trying to pass on some of his knowledge from this and this and this. What knowledge do you have? Oh, you're 51. You done it all. At 51, what have you done? Because you can tell me about the women you dated. That's it. That's it. You can't tell me about everyone. You can't even tell about most women. Everything that I tell people, not everything, most of the things that I tell people during this show, a lot of them have to do with my personal experiences. These are things that when I tell you, I'm in like 100 and something, down to 200 Facebook groups. I will put shit out to people and look at what the answers are, because these people I don't know. So I can get good quality answers, because nobody's trying to appease me, because they don't know me like that. They're not scared to say certain things. There's a group of girls and guys I can talk to when I got questions. I want to know the truth about this and the truth about that. I just ask them, and bam, they just start giving me answers. See, now I don't have my circle. I got reach. This is what the people are saying. This is how we move. This is what this is. This is what that is. And some of us will get offended and be like, I ain't like that. And again, I didn't say y'all, even when I talk about men, if you ever notice, 9 times out of 10, I say me, I say us, I say we. I can't take myself out of the equation. I'm still a man. Even if I don't do some of the things that other men do, when we're talking men, I can't say every man except for DDP, every man except for DDP and Theo, every man except for DDP and Roy. No, we're still in one effing group. Do you fall into that group? Truth is, only you know. But there's some groups I don't have to try to defend myself to say, oh, not me. The people who judge me, the people who know me, know it's not me. So I don't have to tell everybody else that, because some of y'all, I don't care what you think about me. The people who do care know. The people that don't matter don't know. So, I had somebody call me a name and I thought it was cute. You ain't gonna defend yourself? Man, I can't change. I'm not here to change your opinion if you don't matter to me. I can ask you how you got your opinion and then laugh. But as Eminem said, I ain't whatever you say I am. You're not important enough for me to care what you think about me until you become important enough for me to care. I've been called a bunch of names. I've been called some good stuff, some bad stuff. Hell, some of the good stuff I was called wasn't true. But if that's what somebody thinks of me, God bless their soul. Some of the bad stuff, I wasn't. But that's what they thought. Again, God bless their soul. That's their opinion. Remember when I started this show, I used to wonder why y'all watched the show and why y'all went at Bible study. That was my opinion. If you heathens should be in Bible study instead of watching this show, losing. It was a joke, but it was still my opinion. Most of y'all didn't know me, so what I thought about y'all didn't matter. My one of my mentors, Joe, said he watching the show. If I got questions about certain things, you're right there, Johnny, on the spot. If I'm being totally honest, can I call Joe a friend in the conventional sense? I can't, because I've never even met Joe. But if I call him, he ain't going to answer. But he will call me back. Is Joe somebody who I deem to be dependable and reliable? Absolutely. Hey, Anisha. If he call me, I'm going to answer the phone. Or if I ain't, I'm going to send him a message and let me call him back. And I'm going to call him back. Don't y'all start calling me, because if I ain't called you back and you done call me for however reason you got my number, as a matter of fact, I'm going to put it there. A lot of y'all don't have my number, and that's okay. Y'all got the inbox. I don't want you to have my number, because I can cut Facebook off whenever I want to. So send me a Facebook message. If I deem it to be worthy, I'll shoot you my number. But now people, hey man, shoot my number. I want to holler at you. They tell me what you want first. Because I don't want my phones waking me up. But that's my choice. My phones. I pay the bill. If you really want to talk to me that bad, get me a phone. You call whenever you want to. Still ain't gonna answer it. But you had a choice of getting it to me. Sheriff's Department gave me a phone. I didn't answer it. Look, we gave you a phone, you don't answer it. That was never the deal. I said if you want to talk to me, you need to give me a phone. Never said I was gonna answer it. So that's where we're at. And it's almost 7 o'clock. I was hoping, I will hope and pray that they will, but today I am still just a bill. You know, I'm going to have to get Bo on the show. Bo did a photo shoot with me. I got to shout him out. I ain't posted the pictures yet, you know, my bad. But we did a Star Trek photo shoot. Joe, this should impress you. I'm the captain of the Enterprise. Died an A, bad. Captain USS Enterprise. I'm gonna post a picture soon, though, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna post them soon. I've been a slacker. But yeah, I'm gonna go and ride this out, because I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I thought I was gonna have a co-host or two with me, so I could run some scenarios by them. But I'm gonna be here next week, so y'all send me some topics y'all want me to discuss, because we're gonna revisit a couple of topics, because as the relationships, summer coming, so relationships gonna be kicking in. You know, y'all gonna be cuffing and all this other stuff, cuffing and looking and trying to steal. Y'all gonna see these girls in these little summer dresses, and y'all gonna be doing what y'all do. Ladies, y'all gonna have these dresses on, doing what y'all do. Shit, ain't nothing in there but pheromones and pollen. So we're gonna have a good summer, letting everybody do what they do. So let me before I leave, I'm gonna play a commercial. I want y'all to pay attention to this commercial. This young man helped me quite a bit after I went through my divorce and I was trying to build my credit. So if y'all got any questions about credit, about money, about how to refinance a house, he finances houses, he does all that, reach out to this brother. He gonna come on the show, because as we're going through some things now, we do need to talk a whole lot more about money and money issues. Because if we stick on the path we're on right now, we're gonna end up being a world of have and have-nots. There won't be a middle ground. Either you got it or you don't. And a lot of y'all are living paycheck to paycheck as it is. Y'all gonna need to know how to ride these 4 years out before we get to to see what happens. All right, so this is my boy Jeff Cleveland. I recommend him highly, but you need to have your shit in order. If you ain't got no order, I'm gonna have some people on here that tell you how to build your credit, how you can start doing things. I'm gonna get Robin back on. She does. She's a realtor, and she explains the difference of if you're struggling and gotta put money down for a house, how you dip into your savings. Well, that ain't a good idea, and I like that, because it really ain't a good idea for some people. Because buying a house ain't a good idea for every people. Some people need to rent until they get to a certain stage. Even if it's costing you a little bit more money, you got to know how to do the math on the show. So let me play this commercial right quick.
I love Atlanta, a city in the forest. Hi, I'm Jeff Cleveland, seasoned loan officer in the Atlanta market. And whether you're buying a new home, refinancing to do debt consolidation, home improvements, or just to lower your payment, give me a call. I'll ensure that you're treated with dignity and respect, that you're informed throughout the process, and that there are no surprises at closing. Give me a call and let's get started.
That's my guy. That's my guy. So yeah, we got to do better with finances. We got to do better with insurance. We got to do better with uplifting each other and upholding each other, and holding each other accountable. Not just, like I said, not just your clan, but everybody. Hold them accountable. We're stronger together. Individually, we're all weak. We're stronger together. People respect mobs. They fear mobs. And mob is nothing more than a group of people. You don't have to be tearing stuff up. You don't have to be angry. You don't have to be violent. People don't want to deal with crowds. They don't want to deal with strong units. And that's why you see kidnappers more often than not kidnap people who are alone, who are by themselves, as opposed to walking with a group. Very rarely does somebody get snatched up out of a group of 30. Even when you watch the animal shows, what do? They try to find one who will separate from the pack, who ain't fast enough to go with the pack. But when you watch certain other animals who are prey by nature, they stay with the young and they run slow enough that the young can keep up with them to keep the predator at bay, because they're bigger than the predator, but the predator is bigger than the baby. So they have a system of staying protected. We got to adopt some of the animal kingdom mentality so that we can make it better. What's going on, E2? What's going on, E2? All right, what's happening? Hey, man, y'all got to come in and speak to it, brother, so I can see. Hey, man, let me know when you want to be on the show again. So yeah, that's what we got to start doing. Stop being so individualistic and stop thinking that we can do this and we don't need nobody. I don't need. I'm a team of one. There's no such thing as a team of one. There's no such thing. It's not possible. It is not possible. But we say it like it's a badge. It's not possible. You may have accomplished some things on your own, seemingly. But no, you didn't. You needed help from somebody, whether it was direct or indirect. You needed something from somebody else. You needed for somebody not to hit your car so you could make it and get that assignment done. You needed somebody not to rob a bank and shut streets down. We need assist from other people directly or indirectly so that we can, make things happen. It just is what it is. Whether we like it or not, it is what it is. So stop acting like we can do this by ourselves. It is 7:03. I don't have anything else to talk about. I appreciate y'all texting me, but if y'all gonna text me some topics. Text me some topics. Thank you. I always have fun, especially when y'all let me know you're watching. All right, so I'm gonna dip unless y'all got something for me. I done my hour, boss. I was tired. Oh, let me say this, and then I'm gonna leave. My mama told me a long time ago, if you don't vote, you don't have a right to bitch about the system. We can sit back and fuss all day long about the current situation we're in, and most of us have a right to say something. But the stats say that 36% of people didn't vote. Donald Trump got pretty much the same amount of votes he got last time. The ones that didn't vote were the same ones who voted for Biden, who chose not to vote for whatever reason. Those 36% can't say shit. They got to accept whatever they get. Your vote counts. 36% of people didn't vote. If a third of the population doesn't vote, a third. Damn. A third. Just marinate on that. Just marinate on that for a minute. A third of y'all didn't vote. For whatever reason. Do you still feel good about your decision? Y'all know what it is, right? I'm a dip. I'm trying to stay positive and motivated. So until next week, y'all know what it is, right? Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. I'm sorry. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. And I'm out. My shit ain't ending.